No more bull.
That's right. Here you are. Occupy Des Moines. Green Central Station going to broadcast tomorrow live.
Occupy Des Moines, Green Central Station live.
Yeah.
Is there a Chuck that calls her? I don't even pay attention. Is there a Chuck that Ray usually calls every day, but he's usually trying to sell us weed.
Is there a Chuck that calls? I don't even pay attention. Is there a Chuck that Ray usually calls every day, but he's usually trying to sell us weed? Is there a Chuck that Ray usually calls every day, but he's usually trying to sell us weed?
Very good, Chuck. 284-5966. Ray, good morning. You're on 1460 KXNO.
Hey, good morning.
What's up, dude?
Hey, not much. I'm thinking outside the penalty box.
As you always do.
And throwing you under the bus, Travis.
No, you can't. What are you throwing me in the box for?
Because you've been pimping this 50-50 movie. I'm sure it's a great movie. Seth Rogen's an awesome actor.
Yeah, you liked it in Pineapple Express, didn't you?
Right. Well, hey, but the one thing, I can't believe you weren't taking shots at me because of the medical marijuana in the scenes.
Oh, they smoked a lot of dope in there.
Yeah, there was the old man giving the cookies in the at the hospital.
That's right.
So, all right, great show.
All right, thanks, Ray.
Thanks, Ray. I don't even know what just happened.
Ray, just anytime Ray can, the funny thing is, I don't know if Ray wants the medicinal marijuana or if he just wants regular marijuana. I don't know.
Recreational.
Morgan, I've never reached the runner's high. I've heard about the runner's high. I've never reached the runner's high.
Ray will help you with that.
Ray hasn't reached the runner's high either. He's reached the old-fashioned high. But it's
He's reached the old-fashioned high.
the SUV.
Apparently.
Huh. Ray tweeted me in the middle of the night a story about more people supporting legalized marijuana. So
Well, of course they are. Yeah.
Ray must not sleep.
No.
Ray,
No, there's a lot going on. There's two other things that we haven't got to a lot today.
Okay. Dude, I still have reflexes. Snap my fingers, make sure I can hear you. Look at my pupils, make sure I don't look like the Reverend Ray.
He'll be happy to know he made the podcast extra.
Yeah, you know he's going to listen.
Still need to find out how many people are listening. Oh, I am trying to remember.
No, you're going to have a lot to go for more because of, yards after catch. But how many, because I could say that about Texas Tech. A lot of those were 11-6-6. Ray, good morning. You've been on hold for 13 minutes. Good to have you along this morning, sir.
Hey, it's great to be here this morning.
How you doing?
Hey, I was really, thought the game was over when Hamilton hit that 2-1 run blast in extra innings.
So what'd you do? Did you take a puff and go to bed or what?
Well, no, after the game, I checked out the pre-show podcast for the first time.
Did you like it?
Well, yeah, and thanks for my special mention there, and join me tomorrow. Live from occupation, I'll be broadcasting live down there at 420 Green Central Station.
Come on, don't be with those people. Come on, Ray.
Green Central Station returns.
Yeah, come on, you don't want to be with those occupiers. You're better than that.
What? I'm protesting the government, the policies.
Yeah.
My special mention there, and join me tomorrow. Live from occupation, I'll be broadcasting live down there at 420 Green Central Station.
Come on, don't be with those people. Come on, Ray.
Green Central Station returns.
Yeah, come on, you don't want to be with those occupiers. You're better than that.
What? I'm protesting the government, the policies.
Yeah, but you're not protesting the same thing. You're better than that.
Especially because you have an idea what you're protesting.
Yeah.
They don't.
You're better, Ray.
I don't want to add something to the Travis Justice spreadsheet.
To the what?
Travis Justice spreadsheet.
Okay.
You work out to Green Day, a band named as opposed to the Green that you claim to never sample.
I've never sampled it.
Okay, along with the daily TMI and hotel porn jokes with the wifey. Travis Justice, cake eating all the way across the country club circuit of western Iowa. I challenge you to a par 3 challenge in spring.
Par 3? Okay, yeah. We'll do it.
All right, for charity.
We'll do it, Ray? For
yep.
Charity? What are you going to give your charity to?
I don't want to know.
Dale and over it, aren't you? 284-5966. Ray?
Hey, for the first time I got to throw fish in. He's my guy and all, but he should be listening to the game on 1460 KXNO like me. I've been taking it all in, old school, like on the radio.
Why is Fish your guy and I'm not?
What's that?
I'm not your guy?
Under the bus.
Huh? Man, we don't throw people under the bus. We throw them in the penalty box.
But he should be listening to the game on 1460 KXNO and not TiVoing to watch the World Series.
Well, all right. I got you with that one, Ray. Thanks for the call.
See,
and we do have
Ray,
Game
don't light
7.
a bulb before you call in. You're so much better when you don't light a bulb.
Occupied Iowa, occupied Des Moines camp, Stewart Square, Des Moines, Iowa. Yeah, make it legal, make it free! Yeah! Stop the bullshit! Stop the bullshit! Beautiful day out today.
That food tent, that's a nice tent. Who gave you that? Who gave you that one?
Which one? The
big, the silver one. Yeah, that's nice.
The gentleman was going to loan it to us for the winter, and then finally he sat there and was like, you know, I don't know if we can really loan this. I really don't want to loan this. There we go.
You look absolutely perfect.
Yeah. Are those shirts for sale somewhere?
No more balls.
Is there more of those shirts?
I don't know. We had a guy come in, you know, now, but you can buy it. So we're like, how much, you know?
Hold on. That way I'll... See, the good Lord is on the side of the 99%. More bull for marijuana. Force somebody to be non-violent and just using their First Amendment rights of free speech. There's no reason to do the things that we've seen it, and we hope that doesn't happen anymore. Let's at least hope for that.
No, and you were there, Mike, when they were arresting him the other night?
Yeah, here in Des Moines we had arrests on, it was the first official night of the Occupy movement, and they had 32 arrests. And the next night, when they had, nobody had their tent set up for the next night, there still wasn't any permits given. And they told people, once again, you had to leave the state grounds. And when they came up to give us the warning, the 30-minute warning, before they were going to come by and start arresting people, the main lieutenant of Iowa State Patrol, you know, I asked him why he decided to arrest people instead of just giving citations. Why is the answer always to imprison somebody, take somebody's freedom away? That should never be the initial response. That should be the last resort. But he initially said it was his call. Then after he got more people complained about it, I think he realized, boy, it's not my call, I'm just doing my job. So he wasn't being very honest about it, but maybe he'll rethink his actions next time.
In Mare County, let them camp down here, Stewart Square.
Yeah.
Because that's what the parks are designed for.
Exactly, and you know, it's been peaceful here, no problems. They usually they do all their planning here to do marches. Like I said earlier today, there was a march to the governor's mansion, to Terrace Hill. Try to send a message to our governor, who's done, and there's some policies that can be done right now. For example, it already happened this year. One of the first things that Branstad did, he set in a policy to help the people on top and not really focus on the rest of us, the people that actually are struggling to get by. There was an earned income tax credit he could have approved that would have helped the working class, and he decided to deny it, saying it wasn't good for business. Well, I think we disagree on what's good for business. I think what's good for business, the foundation of all business, is the consumer. No business exists without a consumer. They call these people on top the job makers. They're not the job makers. They just respond to the right conditions. And the conditions will not be there if you don't have a consumer. With no consumer, you have no market. You can't keep on screwing the consumer the 99% to try to help this 1%. That system will not last. And we're here to change all that, aren't we?
That's the problem.
The Occupy movement is here to change all that.
Yeah.
And can I interject? The Fourth Amendment right of freedom of assembly doesn't start at 6 a.m. and stop at 10 p.m.
No, it doesn't. And
there is no time limit on freedom of assembly.
You're exactly right, because, well, actually what's going on at the State House, it was just a policy. It wasn't actually a law for their curfew. That's just the time that they close is part of policy. And I mean, they could say it was trespassing, but it was trespassing in regards to a policy. It wasn't actual law saying we had to be out of there by 11. That was just their policy, and then they tried to tie it into a trespassing. So,
but as a taxpayer, this is actually my park.
It is. It's
because I pay for it. So I mean, the governor doesn't pay for it.
Well, one of the initial reasons for parks to be started here in the United States is so people could assemble.
That was great.
That's the foundation of why parks exist. So people can do what we have going on right here. People assembling and saying what they believe should be changed in our society. That's why we don't have the same laws we had 200 years ago. Because people rise up and say this needs to change. That's what's happening now, and we're going to get some change. I have no doubt in my mind.
We got a nice crowd going behind us.
We do.
Everybody's into it. I hope people are out there on the internet checking us out. Green Central Station. Thanks to Clarke. Clarke, our old producer.
Yeah, Clarke.
Set up all the media.
From the studio days for Green Central Station. Clarke is great, and that's why we're down here right now.
Clarke set up all the media down here for Occupy Des Moines.
Yeah.
Occupy 515. And said we could come down and set this up for the community. So other people that got beefs or whatever with the laws. I got a serious problem with the marijuana laws in this state.
Yes.
They're terrible. Terrible grandstand.
Yeah, we're not going to take no more bull of people going to jail and prison, or maybe even losing their lives in the medical marijuana situation. So that's what Ray's all about today. No more bull.
Yeah, jail for pot is bull.
Jail for pot is bull.
I agree.
All right, we got a lot of people in agreement.
One thing we're going to focus here on Green Central Station, we're here in Iowa, and we're kind of in a unique situation when it comes to political, what's going to happen over the next few months. We have the Iowa caucus. It kind of focals the whole nation here on Iowa, and there's going to be a lot of different, the president and all these different candidates are going to be doing a lot of visits to all across the state of Iowa. And we're going to try to make as much of a presence as we can for the Occupy movement, and bringing up issues for that, and bringing up issues also for the marijuana movement, not just here in the state of Iowa, but nationally as well. And I think the more they hear about this, the bigger issue they'll realize it really is. And national polls show that
50% now.
It's over 50% now, and it probably changes on a national level about 2% every year, to where more and more people favor the broader marijuana issue, where it comes to just legalization, when it comes to medical marijuana. And a couple things we want to say about medical marijuana here in the state of Iowa. Lenice Widower, who was the first legal marijuana patient here in the state of Iowa in 1980. She's not doing very good right now, so we definitely have our hearts out to Lenice, and hope everything's going good with her. She's a cancer patient, and just to refresh some of these people's memories.
Yeah, Lenice, I hope you're watching right now. If you have Mike's number, give him a call, or if any of you that know us and know Mike's number, give him a call.
Yeah.
We'll get you on the air or whatever. We'll put it through a speakerphone.
No problem.
All right.
Lenice, though, we want to bring up your situation just so if anybody is not familiar with it. Lenice became a legal marijuana patient here in the state of Iowa, state sanctioned and also sanctioned by the Iowa Board of Pharmacy to legally use medical marijuana, and she has since 1980, 31 years now.
As part of cancer research, among there was like 5 kids that were part of the program.
And it was a great program. They never expanded it, though. I mean, laws should be for everyone or no one. I mean, that's a law that should be for everyone.
And that's basically how we got into the dual classification on the Schedule 1, Schedule 2.
Yeah, here in Iowa. In a lot of states they have dual classification. In Iowa, the reason they had a dual classification initially was because of this law. They didn't know how to do it because initially under Schedule 1 it says there's no medical application. So they decided, well, let's put it on Schedule 2 as well. They contradict each other, but Schedule 2 says it does have a medical application, you just have to follow the rules. Well, marijuana's on both, so they have to make up their mind. At the State House right now, there's actual provision in the Code 124 when it comes to any medical use. If there's accepted medical use anywhere in the United States, then it has to be accepted here. The reason they have that law is so you can accept prescriptions from other states. So when you cross borders with a prescription, you don't go to prison in that state. That's why they have that law, and it's universal. It's all across the United States. So you would think if you have a medical card from a different state, they should honor that. For some reason, they cherry pick how they're going to follow laws, and that's another thing we need to address. And we lobby up here at the Capitol, and we definitely invite everybody to go up to the Capitol, sign up to be a lobbyist. Personal interest doesn't mean you're associated with any group. We're certainly not.
What's that? What I put on there?
Impeach Clell Bodler.
Yeah, we're going to be on impeach Clell Bodler.
Exactly. That's another thing. We are going to file another grievance, another ethics complaint against Clell Bodler as well. Yeah, he's the biggest pot Nazi at the Capitol, and we will definitely file another ethics complaint. It'll be. We learned a lot from the last one. I guess you got to include the exact motions they have to go through in the initial complaint to do the impeachment. Yeah, there's an article where they're required to. They didn't follow it. We'll make sure they follow it this time.
Well, if there is an actual infraction, then we'll find it. Don't worry. You know?
Yeah. Their job was, well, they never looked though. I mean, they dismissed it. They didn't do their job. The ethics committee. We'll make sure they do it this time. I mean, there's no problem. You get 3 years for filing on an initial complaint, and we still have 2 more years. So Clell Bodler will be impeached, and I think it'll be a good sign to everybody just making these bogus charges and trying to dismiss the movement here in Iowa when it comes to the marijuana movement, medical marijuana.
I bet Bodler was all happy when the Department of Justice prosecutors were sending them threatening letters out there in California.
Oh yeah, and it comes to find out that the story was initially, you know, it was a little vague. They thought it came from the very high ups. It came from a couple of district attorneys in the West.
Yeah, it was
that decided
Department of Justice, Western District Attorneys. They're going rogue, and then other states they're going rogue too.
They are, and it's a waste of resources when you see all these states that have a lot of budget problems. They don't have the money to address these issues where people are just trying to exercise their freedom.
Well, and that's why I think it's November 17th. I'll put it out on Facebook or on the normal page, on Normal Iowa Facebook. November 17th, there's going to be another one of those county jail community conversations that I'm involved in.
Yes.
It's November 17th at a place, they said River Place. Must be some city building or something.
It used to be at Hy-Vee Hall. They had.
Yeah, that's where I was going, was Hy-Vee Hall and then the convention center last time. But we got to push for decriminalization, lowest police priority.
Yeah.
No arrest for medical defense.
That's what we're pushing for here in Polk County, Iowa.
If we're going to try and push for some type of medical marijuana law, like they got in other states where they got stores set up and this and that, people are just ain't going to buy into all that here in Iowa. It's bottom line.
Yes, and this is something people can do at a local level. I mean, we get syndicated out through the normal network, so people from all over the country watch this. So at a local level, people can do this and see what's going on in their counties and their cities. And if there's any kind of committee meetings coming up addressing a similar issue, they can push for this to be low priority, where people don't go to jail for marijuana.
Well, Chicago's going to go push for it. They're saying 10 grams. The city council of Chicago is saying up to 10 grams. I mean, here, 10 grams will get you in jail, man.
Yeah.
2 grams, 1 gram.
1 gram you can go to prison for.
Did you see that thing in the paper today about the judges? The judge said that you have a right to demand, if there's something about an illegal search or something like that.
Yeah.
They had to have a warrant. You could ask for a warrant.
Yeah, more so than normal. I'm glad they addressed it because actually, especially the Drug Task Force, and they have them all across the state, all across the country. The Central Iowa Drug Task Force, which we've seen the way they act, the power that they have, and this is task force all across the country. They don't really need to show, when they do their application for a search warrant, they don't show any evidence. So they abuse their power, and at least something's been addressed to that, to where it's more difficult for them now to just go into somebody's house and search with no real evidence that person.
Or even if you get pulled over, because where it stems from was some guy got pulled over and he told the cop he could look in his car, but the cop found a half a gram of weed. It was all over half a gram. And I'm like, well, I went to jail for a gram.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, in my car.
In some cases, they'll have evidence maybe a misdemeanor is happening.
Right.
If there's a misdemeanor, that's not evidence enough to try to get a search warrant for a felony. They have to have evidence that there's a felony in place. If there's not a felony in place, they can't get a search warrant to look for a felony crime. They have to have evidence of that. And they abuse that power. They try to sidestep the actual law, and people are at least holding them responsible to their actions.
Yeah, once again, thanks to Clarke for setting all this up for us.
Great job, Clarke.
Yeah,
thank you.
It's coming through great. I hope some people out there on the internet are checking this out. I got a guy over here, Alan. I want to get him on camera if he wants to in a little bit, do a quick interview with him.
Yeah.
So,
we can get some people here at the movement and what their overall. I mean, this is more about just the regular Green Central Station. We want to actually imply or bring in the Occupy movement, because this is a big movement we're in full support of. People standing up saying, you know, there needs to be a change. I mean, because right now the system we have favors the very few, and it makes the rest of us victims.
Well, and even on those that favor, even those that favors, if they get busted for pot, they get out of it. They got,
oh,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, they don't have to go through the...
Without a doubt. I love sports, but
Yeah.
if you look at even some of the sports stars, Randy Moss got pulled over with marijuana, and he said, oh, that wasn't mine. And they left.
Now,
I don't think that would work for most of the people we know. They find drugs in your car. That's not mine.
I want to
leave.
I want to give a special mention to Dana Beal and his recovery from his heart attack.
Oh yeah, that's right, Dana.
Yeah, he was
the national crusader, Dana Beal.
Yeah, he's the one that started the marijuana march, the global marijuana march in New York City. Dana Beal, he's a yippie.
And he is still fighting. He still challenges the laws. He was going through Nebraska.
No, the second time he got busted was Wisconsin.
Yeah, the second time was, well, he went through Nebraska though when he got caught there. He challenged and he won his fight there.
Yeah, he won the fight there, but he was still going to get sentenced over that. But then he got busted again in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Judge gave him, I don't know, was it 5 years and 5 years probation, but he'd already served like so many days, so they said he might only have to do a couple hundred days. But then when they were taking him off to do his time, he got a heart attack. Had a coronary or whatever.
He's been doing this for a long time.
Yeah.
We have the utmost respect for him.
Yeah,
we got to meet him a few times.
Totally.
Great guy.
Yeah,
He's really passionate about his beliefs.
And he promotes Ibogaine, which is a solution to drug addiction for a lot of people.
It really is. Ibogaine's unique. Go ahead and research Ibogaine. You'll find some very interesting information on that. It's one of the things I like to mention is Ibogaine is only legal for medical use it's only illegal for medical use in 4 countries in the world. Of course, one of them is the United States. Big Pharma, once again, the rich and powerful, doesn't want Ibogaine. They don't want medical marijuana legal because, oh my, they might not make quite the money that they make. So it's okay for people to go to prison. It's okay for
Rev Green, special episode, Green Central Station. We're here to let you know when it's late and you look too tired for the cops. Don't punch out to them. Stay home, munch out. Call 515-287-4224. Cheese Castle Pizza, Burger Time, Speedy Taco. They bring it late. 287-4224. Located 1101 Army Post Road for carryout. South side, just west of Southwest 9th. Bring it.
But that's the way I like it, babe. I wanna live forever. That's right, baby. But apparently I am. listen to